Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, guys, John McTavish. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing really well, man.
Doing good, man. I'm on the beach, enjoying the weather. It's
Sure.
Me
great.
Yeah,
too.
that's a nice sliding door at the beach.
Heyo,
All right.
I'm on the
So
patio.
I'm outside.
today we are talking about the Crown Heads Mil Días Escogidos Edición Limitada 2021. This is going to be in the running for longest name of the year. I guess it's a Churchill 7 1/8 by 49. Comes out of the Tabacalera Pichardo factory in Nicaragua. Wrappers Ecuadorian Habano, binder from Nicaragua, filler from Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Peru. Price point is $12.50. Cigar was released in May of 2021. So with that all out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
By the way, is this the only Mel Diaz release, or this is the limited edition of the Mel Diaz released?
This is the limited edition. So the release of all the initial Vitolos was last year. This is a new one for this year. That's a limitada.
Did we smoke any of the regular line?
Yes,
Mel
yes.
Diaz?
We reviewed it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite memorable. Okay, so I thought this was a very easygoing, lack of a better word, like smooth kind of flavor profile. So a lot of these like soft white notes, dried nuts, soft like doughy bread, cedar. There's this like meatiness to it that I really like. It's funky. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but sometimes a cigar tastes like legit like gamey meaty for me, and I love that note. But yeah, so that's what I got out of it. But at the same rate, I mean, even from the first third, there's like this overcast of like a sharpness, harshness, like bitterness kind of mixed into it. There's like a little bit of like a metallic tinge to it as well. So but unfortunately that kind of sharpness showed up more and more as the cigar went through, to the point where it was just mainly just that towards the end. So that was a culprit. So usually for me, if it's a cigar that tastes sharp, humidor time will be a really great thing for it. So hopefully, with a few months, I'm curious how it'll be. But from the perspective of smoking it for the review, I thought it was overall average because of kind of how it had that sharp bite to it.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was like as June said, I thought it was kind of an average cigar overall, but I really liked the flavor profile that was kind of delivered with that. It was creamy, dry cedar, pepper, some spices. There was some earthiness. It was a solid medium, I felt, from beginning to end. Very consistent, but just really, really enjoyable. Decent construction. Nice, nice burn.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
I got slightly different flavor profile. The first third for me was more of kind of coffee, baking spices, and wood, and some musty wood. And then I got this citrus sweetness kind of in the middle of the profile. So quite pleasant, and definitely medium strength and intensity. Very balanced. So right off the start, I was like, oh, this is good. This is the crown heads that I like. And then the second third, I think, was more baking spices and tropical fruit. A little bit of chocolate kind of accenting those, which was nice. And then sort of some musty cedar in the retrohale, kind of dancing around there. And then kind of wood forward in the halfway point. So the last third kind of trailed off for me, hitting the halfway point. And then I don't know what happened for me, but the last third really sharply dropped off. It was kind of wood forward. I was like, oh, that's kind of a shame because, there's some really nice flavors going on there. And then I got this bitter earth, and the bitter earth just kept like intensifying and intensifying and intensifying, and then it became like really acidy earth. And I was like, oh man, like I'm not smoking this too fast. I don't know what's going on. So it could be, as June was kind of alluding to, it might be that this needs to sit on the shelf for a little bit longer, and that'll kind of even out. I did have a weird thing where it spontaneously went out at the halfway point, so I did require a relight, and the draw had some minor resist or medium resistance to it, I guess 2.5, 3 notches. But overall, it's a good experience. I enjoyed smoking this cigar. It was nice.
Yeah, for me, the flavor profile was a muddled mix of slightly young, musty cedar, earth, and black pepper. Kind of stayed pretty linear until the final third when the cedar gained a toasted note. Construction was also a downer. Draw was quite tight, had multiple relights. Cigar reminded me of a young Cuban cigar with the muddled mix of the young cedar earth and black pepper that I get from some of them that just, they're not ready yet. Even the construction fit in line with those experiences, tight draw, a little bit of burn issues. So I was curious to see what you guys had in regards to the experience with flavors and construction. But it's possible, like you guys have said, that the cigar needs more time. It's very Cuban-esque in that fashion where it just feels like it's a young cigar that just tobaccos aren't ready and it's just needs to sit. But even with that, I'm not sure that the construction issues get solved in that at that point. So I think this cigar has a lot to overcome, but it was unfortunate. All right, we're going to get into the scores. Start at the top with Jiunn at 6 even. John was close behind at 5.97. Seth gave it a 5.77. I gave it a 4.90. So Jiunn, had that 6 even matchup for you?
I think it's a fantastic score, knowing that how I felt about kind of the needing more humidor time. So I think if I were to match anything like the first third that I got down the road, I think it'll be a really good cigar. So it has promise, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. All right, John, 5.97.
Matches up well, and I'm with Jiunn. I mean, I do think that if the cigar was a little too humid, that absolutely could impact both the draw and the burn, much like a Cuban cigar. So I can only imagine a little bit of time, a couple months might make a big difference. It was pleasant. I just, I think it's that last third really kind of sullied the whole experience. If that last third had been average, I think I probably would have been in the low to mid sixes. And like I said, construction held it back a little bit, so that was a little disappointing. But no, it was pleasant. It was nice.
All right, Seth, 5.77.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it lines up right now really well for where it is. I like what everyone said about the cigar. This was one of those cigars I was like, they did a really good job of making it, it's bigger than a Churchill. It's almost like a double Corona. And he did a really good job of making it solid from beginning to end. It was never like, the first third wasn't amazing, but it had a terrible finish. I thought it was pretty consistent throughout. And I also thought that it did show this youth. And I like when you said it's like this Cuban, and I loved it in the sense of like, yeah, I would buy a box of these limiteds because I would just love to smoke them in time. And at the same time, it's just a fun, really decent double Corona that if I want to sit down and smoke one, I would definitely smoke this.
There's not a lot of good double Coronas in the market.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's not a great score, but like I really dug the cigar.
Yeah, my 4.9 matches up well. It was an average flavor profile throughout. Construction was just a bit of a detractor here in the score. Burn issues, draw issues, just being tight and things like that. So kind of takes it down to the sub fives. But, maybe it matures into something great. Not sure if I'll go back and do that or not. But, what we may hear, year two and they're down the road, everybody's like, oh, this is smoking great now. We missed out on it. So we'll see. Final thoughts on this one?
I thought like a finesse cigar came to mind, wanting to be a finesse cigar, which in the non-Cuban market, they're really, I rarely used the word finesse in a non-Cuban cigar, right? So I feel like this could turn into something like that down the road, finesse and complex and nuanced, just not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Seth? Anything?
No, I mean, yeah, I agree with him. I think the fact that we're all thinking that this cigar has age potential, I think even you, Aaron, are kind of saying like, yeah, there was still think it's like, Huber, send us a box and we'll review it again in a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. We'll also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review caps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Mil diez.
If Huber actually sends us a box to review in a year, we'll definitely give him a higher